You are listening to Something Rather Than Nothing. Creator and host, Ken Vellante. Editor and producer, Peter Bauer.
Vanessa Stockard. This is Ken Vellante with the Something Rather Than Nothing podcast, and I am so pleased to talk to you, Vanessa. Had you on the show twice before. You are quite busy, and we're catching you before your painting day. So just wanted to say hello and welcome again from Oregon. And what's going on? Tell us what's going on.
Hi. Well, good morning, Ken. It's morning here, and I'd love to see if you could actually, correctly pronounce my surname. Do you reckon we can give it a shot?
Stockard.
Let's give it a shot.
Stockard.
No.
I messed it up?
Yeah. You guys just can't say it. Okay, so it's Stockard. Stockard?
That's what I was saying, Stockard.
No, you weren't. No, you never did.
I was. We've had this argument before. It was unsettled then. I deem it unsettled at this point, but it is your name. It is your name. So if it sounds wrong, man, I'm losing all my arguments before I even start here. No.
You are.
What? So, it's summertime over by you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that change anything about your painting day? Are you happier during the summer, or has it become swelteringly hot where you are?
No, it's not. Because I sort of live in a microclimate, so it's quite full most all of the year. It's quite cold a lot of the year, and so today, where it might be, 15 or 20. Okay, we're talking Celsius, but a lot hotter, about an hour away. It's always quite cool where I am, so it doesn't really affect me. The weather doesn't really affect me much. It does get extremely windy, which I hate that. But yeah, what about you guys?
Well, it's cold and damp, but you know what? I was thinking we're talking about the weather.
Yeah, I know. Can we not?
That's
Can we not?
Fuck that.
Right?
Let's try something else. What's the weirdest? You were out in there's this period or this that you told me about of being out in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon, and one of the reasons you did this eccentric podcast that I run was that you loved Oregon. But what's something really weird you did in Portland? I mean, you're an artist. You were younger. Did you do any super weird shit in Portland?
Look, I did. Not trying to be weird, but I would say that I did things that were weird. For example, and I had no money. I just had, honestly, it was a shocker. I had 3 jobs, and I was living in this tiny, kennel is what I called it, out the back of someone's, another rental house, and there were 5 or 6 people in there, and they all had cats. And I was living with my boyfriend at the time in this tiny little hole, essentially. And a couple had one cat that used to visit us because we had a cat door. It was just basically a cat house. And this cat, Milosh, used to come in and just make himself at home, because it's not a locked cat door. But the cat's parents were vegans, and the cat was vegan, right?
What? Vegan cat? Wait,
yeah.
Let's hold up here. Let's hold up here. Don't lose your thought. But cats are, I know, genetically they can. One of the animals that can almost live entirely on meat and carnage.
Yeah. So this cat wasn't real pleased, and was very, very thin. And I thought, there's poor, cute, and you know what cats are like. They will just find a better home if what they're like. And so, I'd be cooking fish, and all of a sudden there's Milosh, right? And after a while, Milosh is starting to, I'm actually buying a fillet of fish for him, and essentially I'm feeding their cat pretty much every day. He was there every day. And then one day I heard a knock on the door, and, the parents of the cat said, well, our cat won't come home. It's like 2 meters away from the house. He won't come home. Are you feeding my cat? And I'm like, yes.
Uh-oh, you fessed
They're
up.
saying, well, but he's vegan, and I said, well, not anymore. And then they said, well, would you mind not feeding our cat? It's our cat. And I said, yeah, I'll try. I'll try. And I tried for about a week, and he was back, and I was feeding him again. So after that, they locked him inside, and I didn't see him for months. But then, and I thought, oh, well, who knows? Maybe he's died or whatever. And I just, I just never saw the cat. And then after a while, I started noticing there was rubbish outside my door every day. And and it was starting to become warmer. And we had some neighbours close by, next to my little shack, that would have, beers, play music, have a good time in the afternoon. You know how Portland is kind of lovely for a short period of time.
Yeah.
And everyone's happy, and people whistle at you in the street. I know that's sexist, but back in the day, people were smiling, and but so they're having a good time, and then I'm noticing there's rubbish right outside my door every single day. So I'm starting to look at these guys, and I'm like, you assholes are having a game, right? You're trying to hit my doormat with rubbish every day, right? So after a while, I really started to get the shits, and I started just yelling like a mad person, stop trying to trash my existence as if it's not bad enough living here anyway, and then I just started swearing at them and stuff, and they probably just thought I was some druggie or whatever. And I did it for, just yelled at them for, I don't know, several weeks. And
several
then one
weeks
day,
straight? Several weeks straight?
Yeah, like a mad person, because there was always rubbish right outside. And then I'd throw it, then I'd pick the rubbish up and I'd throw it over the fence back at them, right? Which is kind of an aggressive move. It's definitely an aggressive mood in the end. And I remember my boyfriend going, can we just put the garbage in the bin and just forget it? And I'm like, no.
I understand your reaction,
I am
Vanessa.
outraged. Yeah.
I understand your reaction. I'm not just trying to suck up to the guests, but like when you're in garbage wars, I'm
already living in garbage.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm like, don't make it worse. I had moss growing inside the windows. There was mold everywhere. There was like the refrigerator was from the 1950s. The sink, I can't believe, anyway, shocking. But the only thing we could afford, or actually the only thing we could get to rent, and that was back then. But anyway, one day I saw Milosh walking towards my house with a Taco Bell packet. So the whole time it was him. He'd been laying garbage.
God, so outside
my door. Yeah,
you were the raving. You were the raving person. Okay. Oh God, jeez. Now wait a second. I know I feel like I know the biography. It's something like from the Portland Kennel to Kevin's paintings, right? It's like from around the world. And this is in the 90s, Portland, Vanessa. You got some chops there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the 90s. It was probably around 2000 and...
I'm sorry, I dated you.
7, 8 or something like that. Yeah, God, I don't know. 2007? Yeah.
You were painting landscapes then, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, yep. Yeah.
What were you going to say? You're going to continue.
No, I was just saying that, but it is true that cats have made an impression in my life. It doesn't matter where I go. There's always a cat there, right? Because they're everywhere.
I wanted to ask you, are you into true crime stuff, like true crime stories, movies, all that stuff? Is that just
Of
terrifying?
course, I'm female. Yeah.
They're good,
I
huh?
mean, that's your demographic right there. Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
in the
mean, and
demographic,
I
too.
mean, you're not female, I guess, but are you into true crime?
I am very much into true crime. I listen to it kind of compulsively. But you might have guessed that. You might have guessed that anyways with like the
No,
heart.
so does my assistant. That's all he listens to. He'll be down there just plugging away, listening to true crime, and um, and I don't think he's going to turn to a serial killer because he's frightened of blood. So, um,
You know what's interesting though? Both both U.S. and Australia are really big into the true crime stuff. There's some darkness there. There's some darkness going on, I think, with
yeah,
that.
well, look, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's not something that, I mean, we all know someone we wouldn't mind giving a big, running him over with a truck or something. But maybe it's wishful thinking.
Right.
Look, I don't know what drives us towards violence. It's in us, I think.
Well,
It is.
I know it's in you with the rubbish. Um, Wait, you're supposed to have questions for me,
I am.
well, and
You know,
I am I'm terrified at this moment. No,
you should be.
I'm not, but I can truly say, Vanessa, that I haven't the slightest fucking idea what you're going to ask me. I can honestly say that. All right.
All right. Well, you know how I don't like public speaking and being on a podcast.
I know, and I know. I had to drag you to this halfway across the world. I know. But I appreciate
you try every now and then, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm put a like.
I feel guilty enough.
I'll think about it. If someone says, "Oh, I'll just check my diary. I'll think about it," you know what the answer is? It's a no.
N-O with capital letters.
Yeah, it's solid. Yeah, and yet here we are. But it's a good ambush technique is to ask someone on the fly.
I tried it, and it works. So what do you have for me with these questions?
Okay, because you're making me do something I hate, I'm gonna ask you the most irritating question of the day.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
But this is a personal irritating question for the day, and I know that other people also find it really, really irritating. So here we go. What's for dinner tonight, Ken?
What's that?
What's for dinner tonight?
What's for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, that one really threw me off.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it?
With the prices, inflation prices, and impending trade wars in America for most, it's grape nuts, frosted flakes.
Brekkie dinner.
No, I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to tell you something. Speaking of the freaky vegan, I had my vegan wings yesterday and
no. Are you vegan?
I know, but
are you vegan?
I am.
Are you a cyclist?
I am not.
Okay, well, you need to add that to your repertoire.
Cyclist?
Yeah.
Is it just because of the hot pants, or is it the?
No, it's just the whole vibe that just makes you really irritating. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. So no, I'm not that Oregon. I'm not like that Oregon. Okay. No, I haven't thought about preparing dinner. So you did truly catch me off guard with that question.
Back in. Because you get me every time you ask me something impossible.
So this is good. This is a good lesson for me. Almost 300 episodes in to be like, you know what? That question you asked is really annoying, and I don't know if I'm going to sound good at the end of it. Okay, that's fair. What about another
because
one?
you couldn't answer it. Yeah.
What about another one?
All right. What's your favorite outfit?
Favorite outfit? You want to know what it is? No, I know it is. Adidas tracksuit, like a New Jersey mobster. The full Adidas tracksuit, black or red. The Adidas tracksuit.
You mean matching top and pants?
Yeah. Serious.
You're lying.
No.
There's no way.
I'll post a picture on Instagram. It's as real as you could imagine. Yeah. Black
How did that happen?
1980s. I grew up in 1980s. Hip hop, Run DMC. Uh,
Oh
the
my
uniform, I would
God.
say that the uniform from 1983 for me might be the uniform for 2025 as well. Honestly,
Oh,
straight
yeah,
up.
no. I know. You know what? I watched the Super Bowl yesterday,
Did you?
and I've got to say, I don't understand what on earth is going on. It is the slowest game on the planet. And then with Lamar's genes, like who gives a flying, honestly? And the socials are all over it. I mean, what do you think about his pants? Are you into it? Would you wear those?
I wouldn't dare wear those pants. I mean, I'm a bit modest. I mean, that the outfit I was mentioned was with the Adidas tracksuit, but no. So well. Anyways, I'm glad. I'm glad. I think that you caught the Super Bowl. I think anybody peeking into what's going on in the United States is a fear. Like watching in real time catastrophe, like
Yeah, the
potentially.
news is like wild.
Yeah. It's I think maybe California looking at breaking off from the union by a ballot measure. It's wild over here right now. I guess probably should even date it. We're almost like a few days into February 2025. The wildfires in LA were horrifying,
No,
terrifying. And oh my God, what about David Lynch dying?
I know, that was shocking. I was
How
so upset. He's only 78. I'm like, what? No, that's not okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
Were you mourning? Are you mourning that? I mean, what? How did that
Yeah,
hit?
that was a massive bummer.
It's
Yeah,
sad. It's sad, right?
really sad.
What's your
Yeah, I'm
favorite
shocked
David
because he
Lynch
had
movie?
more work to do. Hey?
What's your favorite David Lynch movie?
Well, I got to say the one that I will never forget is Blue Velvet.
I knew it. Yeah, yeah.
How do you know? Because you're sick as well. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's right in that wheelhouse. Yeah. You want to know something fun? I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
In Portland at Movie Madness, which is the largest DVD video VHS rental place in the world, they have the ear from Blue Velvet that Kyle MacLachlan, the character Jeffrey Beaumont, finds in the field. So it's the crafted, cut off, severed ear. You can see a copy of it
What?
at the video store. Yeah, it's right
There
behind
are,
glass.
you have video stores still?
Oh my God, it's the coolest. Let's talk video stores for
What
just a
do
moment.
you mean?
Yeah, no,
We
let me.
don't have them. Well,
No,
no, we don't have them.
we don't have many, but check this out. In
Yeah.
in Bend, Oregon, is the last blockbuster video, which was
No.
real big in the U.S. I'm not sure if it was
Big
worldwide.
here too. Yeah.
It was big there. Okay, so the
Yeah.
last remaining one is in Bend, Oregon, and Movie Madness, the place that I just mentioned, is the largest DVD VHS rental place like in the US, and I actually have a VCR hooked up right now. You know how it is in Portland, almost so cool that you're going back in time, right? Like
Look, I'm all for owning your own media.
a physical
So,
copy.
you know what? Yep. Okay. I'm bringing out my DVD player as well.
You should.
I mean, I buy them, I collect them. I'm like, what am I going to do with them? I've got something like 8, streaming platforms. And no, they certainly do not beat these DVDs from back in the day. They don't.
I've hooked up the VCR in the backyard with the white sheet on the fence and projected like Steven Seagal movies in
Awesome.
August. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa, you're so busy. How much time do I have? Do I have like 3-4 minutes left with you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Wait, did you have another like weird ass question for me? Because those, if you don't on your sheet or they're not, whatever.
Gee, as if I'm that organised. Come on, mate.
That was it, right? That was
Yeah.
that was that was it that you had for me. Um, uh, tell us an art update before I let you go. I mean, tell us like I know you out in LA, I think, last year, 2024. Your paintings are well known and wonderful and fun. Like 2025,
Thank
like what?
you.
Yeah, what's like? You got some exhibits or like kind of like
Yeah.
what's going on your arts stuff like that.
Well, actually, incredibly, I'm part of a group show in Melbourne, Fitzroy, with Outre Gallery. Um, I'm often not included or backed by my own country, which is a bit rude. So that was really nice, and they they showcase pop surrealism, which is a really niche market here. It's not like it is um, in America. So that's good, and that's in February and opens on the 21st. And then with Ag Art, I work with a upcoming gallery with Agatha Becker, and we have a group show in London. Let's see, that's opening 24th of March. And then we're part of a show in Abu Dhabi in November. So they're the things that are on my calendar that I can recall. But I'm sure it'll pack up like pretty fast as it usually does, last second things. And also like my memory, you know, probably ADHD or something, but I, like everybody else, right? But I can't remember what's going on from one day to the next.
That's
But
that's. Oh, I mean, it's so great, honestly. Like never to lose track of that recognition here in Abu Dhabi, and it's a worldwide. I've liked. I mean, I've loved the animated collaborations we talked about before. I love fashion. We talked a little bit about that, but when I know you popped into fashion and some of your paintings,
no, you love Adidas.
oh my gosh. Oh,
But
you
you
don't
know what?
know.
You
No,
you would be like so in vogue in say Verona. They like head to toe in Adidas, but like the most sparkly and gold, the whole thing. You got to have the, what do we call them? You call them a fanny pack. You got to have that. You got to have the.
well, now you're adding a lot. You're adding a lot more to my basic uniform. I mean, I got the turquoise pinky ring. I go with turquoise pinky ring and black. It's generally traditional, black Adidas suit. The fanny pack, I mean, you've seen those pictures with the rocket.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold up. Even the irony of it, even that I think kind of fades.
I
So
know.
that takes some convincing because I respect them, but I also know my limitations.
You respect the fanny pack. I mean,
Well,
that's
I
honestly
do.
one of the
You
funniest things I've heard.
you could fit a phone. Think about it nowadays, Vanessa. You could fit a phone, you could fit
Yeah.
in vape, you can fit in your keys, you can fit in a photo of your loved one, you could fit in even a granola bar in there, and you still got room. So you tell me what's wrong with that.
No, that's what cargo pants are for.
Nah.
They're also back in fashion. You can put a whole filing cabinet in there and still look really uncool. So like,
uh it's great to talk to you. I promise not to completely disrupt your workflow and day. I know I've done a number on it, but I gotta tell you, I'm so happy to catch up with you. I call this uh catching up with Vanessa Stockard.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
stock hard. Yep, good
That's what
job. I
I,
mean,
I swear
closer,
to I
closer. But
Stock
yeah, no cigar.
Stockard, no cigar. Well, it's a Rhode Island accent that, there's this kid's book. It's called Where Did All the Oz Go? But it's the letter, let me try to say it, the letter R, but it's where did all the, where did all the Oz go? So
Oh, it's true actually.
it's a
Yeah.
kid's book. It's probably a corrective. All right, Vanessa. Any final words of wisdom for me, or anything along those?
No.
You're not going to bother, right?
Oh, well, where do you start with a question like that? It's very open-ended, could end up anywhere. Look, just go get it. Go do the work. What else is there,
Yeah, yeah. I've been trying to create a lot of art. I've been working hard on my labor union job, but trying to find time for creativity. And final point, Vanessa, it's really just so wonderful. I talked to you about the painting, and when we talked about Midsommar and a depiction of a painting that you did of the
Oh,
flowers.
amazing movie.
I always like to bring that up because I want to one more quick story related to this. There's something like that for me in the way I go at art. To come in close contact with it has like a real special meaning. I'll give you one other example. There's this painter, and she's from New Mexico, and her name is Robin Sinagini, and I adore her paintings, and I think you would love them as well. I'll send you the link. But what was
Cool,
really
thank you.
cool is she asked for some painters to send her paintings, and then she did a painting of the painting within her painting, and my painting was in there. And it's so
wow.
I know it's so tough to describe, like, the inclusion and to be part of like this built up, painter world. And I'm like, it was such a mind trick for me. It was so exciting. But like, I mentioned that in order to probably mention Robin Sinagini, but also to convey to you, like, how cool it is to be able to look at that painting in person and like the closeness to like great creativity. So I wanted to of course let you know that. And
That's really, really a unique take. And it takes a lot. You've just got to try so many different ideas to come up with something that obviously isn't entirely unique, but it's a little bit unique because everything has been done. And well, I've not heard of that one. So that's kudos.
yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks for painting, Vanessa. Thanks for being a wonderful person and for calling in, give us a little bit of Australia report. There's nothing I can do less than 2 hours to tell you about what's going on in the United States of America. But
it's all right. I'm watching here with my popcorn. Don't you worry.
Hey, if field reports from over here. But thanks, Vanessa, and sending love, and thank you so much.
Thanks, love. I'll talk to you next couple of years, all right?
All right. Bye now.
Okay, ciao. Bye.
This is Something Rather Than Nothing.
And listeners, to stay connected with us and our guests, visit somethingratherthannothing.com. Join our mailing list for exclusive updates and access to guest-created art. If you enjoyed this episode or any episode, please like, subscribe, and leave a review on your podcast platform. People really read that shit. Your support helps us reach more listeners and spread our community across the planet. This is a global show, and we like to give a shout out to our many listeners across the world, including many listeners in Canada, Spain, Germany, UK, Argentina, Brazil, India, Thailand, and so many more places. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Something Rather Than Nothing Podcast for behind-the-scenes content. And the best way to help the show is to tell your friends about us. If you love it, they'll love it too. Tell your friends who love it. We love you. This is Something Rather Than Nothing Podcast.